Coming up this week on Cruisin'.
41 years is that's how long as I've had it. My wife and I
guess you like it.
sort of enjoy it.
A car like that?
We're really enjoying it, let's put it that way.
Okay then. Some guys search all over for the right car.
About a half a mile, third of a mile from my house.
And others are just lucky. Talk about rare.
Ford built 750.
Only 750. That is pretty rare. Are you ready for this episode of Cruisin'?
It'll make your grandmother shake.
Buckle up. Cruisin' starts shaking right now.
Hi everybody, welcome to Cruisin'. I'm Scott Miller and we're in North Olmsted, Ohio in an indoor soccer facility. The Choppers Hot Rod Association Custom Car Show happens every year. It's a pretty widespread and we got a lot to look at, so let's go check it out. So when Cruisin' comes to a show like this, we always say, let's find a guy with a rare car. And we found a guy with a rare car.
There you go.
Guy, Torino Talladega, how many?
Ford built 750 Torino Talladegas, and there was 5 or 6 of them that were prototypes.
And this is what in the series?
This car is, they made 200 presidential blue ones, and this car is the 114th Talladega made.
And I see that you have the build sheet as well.
Yes.
What made you decide that's the car I gotta have?
I'm a Ford guy, and I wanted a rare Ford, and there were 3 Talladega Torinos at the Barrett-Jackson when I went in Scottsdale this year, and I had X amount of dollars to spend, and it was at the top of my X.
So you almost broke the budget, but you kind of slipped it in under the radar, and
Right.
you got the car that you wanted.
Yes, sir.
Corporate jet package?
The cars, all of the Talladegas were built with the 428 Cobra Jet motors. They're all automatics, they all have power brakes, power steering, real plain interiors. It's a real plain Jane car. It's, you know, muscle car, basically.
So as a guy that goes to Barrett-Jackson, you have a single mission in mind. Did any roll up prior to this one that kind of you had to back off and say, that's out of my price range?
There was a Talladega that sold. There was actually 3 at the Barrett-Jackson this year. One sold for $42,000. Another one sold for $52,000, and this one sold for less. So
The budget was less.
the budget was $35,000.
Give or take, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So your plans for the car now, obviously it's great that you can get it out and we can see the car and show it to our audience as well and the folks that have stopped by the show here today. What's the future?
I want to drive it. I'm going to be driving it this summer. I want to have a lot of fun with it. It does have a 400 horsepower Cobra Jet motor in it, so it'll be a blast to drive and pretty quick.
Any other creature comforts AC car?
No.
No.
It's the only creature comforts are power steering and power brakes. Otherwise, it's just a total plain Jane.
You're keeping it that way.
I want to put some Krager SS's and some BF Goodrich TA radials on it just for the look, you know, but other than that, no, I'm going to leave it exactly like it is.
How long are you going to keep it?
This is a car that I've dreamt about owning, never thought I could, and now I do, so I'm pretty excited.
What prompted Ford to go with the Talladega?
In NASCAR, they were running, when the Torino came out, the body was very desirable with the fastback design. And they got together, and I'm not exactly sure which race team it was, but they got together with one of the race teams and they helped them design this aero car where the grille is gasketed to the front. The whole front of the car, is different than a regular Torino, and it was the first of the aero cars. Ford came out with the first aero car that actually worked.
I'm happy that we could find a guy with a rare car, and you're that guy. Thanks for being on the show.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, we found a winner, and his name's Don, and the car's pretty nice too. There's originality, but there's a lot of Don touch in this car. We can see.
Yeah, there's no such word as can't. Just started doing it, and with I have another one, it's a 33 Sport Coupe. So I had a motto, if I'm missing a piece, I take it off the other car and duplicate it.
Tell us about the color combination.
It's just something I come up with. My wife's got a pearl white Cadillac. I love the color and the black cherry fenders, the black cherry pearl, and it just turned out. And then like the grill, that's copper, powder coated, or tires and stuff like that. Just something I come up with.
You're obviously a Pontiac fan.
Yeah.
And we see the Pontiac Chief along the Indian heads along the car. There's probably more on them now than would be stock. How many are on there?
Stock, there's probably, well, the hubcaps and the hood ornament, one on the dash, probably 6 or 8 stock. And I actually don't know how many I have on it exactly, but it's approaching 40 or over. A lot of them I made with, you know, steel, die grinder, and wood.
Including the Chief that we see on the hood that's made out of wood. Now, you carved that?
With the chainsaw. Yeah, I've been known to do some unbelievable things with the chainsaw.
What's underneath the hood?
Chevy 327. So all I did, it looks like a 33 Pontiac, but it's upgraded so I can drive it coast to coast if I want it.
And how's it go down the road?
As far as I can tell, it goes real good, but I've only got 3.5 miles on it.
I mean, literally, you've only driven it 3.5 miles since you finished?
Around the block, because I didn't have insurance or plates for it when I got it running.
And after 3 years of putting this together, you finally get behind the wheel. Did you get a little nervous saying,
yes, you know, it was kind of nice. It runs real good. It steers nice. It you know, it just floats. Not as nice as my Cadillac, but...
Handmade wooden steering wheel.
26 pieces.
Made some modifications to the dash.
GPS, speedometer. That was a godsend. I didn't have to figure out the cable.
There's something in the back seat that making a few guys a little bit nervous.
Well, the story on this car, the guy I bought it from, it was in a bank robbery in the Chicago area back in the 30s, and it was stored in a barn for 60 years. He had it for 10 years. I bought it. It had 45 caliber bullet holes in it, buckshot holes all over it. A lot of that, you know, I lettered them in and keep telling my friends, hey, you should have left the bullet holes in. I said, well, I got a 45 caliber machine gun in the back. Have a seat and I'll put the holes back in.
Well, the car looks absolutely beautiful. We appreciate you being on the show with us.
I appreciate your time. It's beautiful. I had a great time doing it, and I'm ready to do it again.
Coming up, this station wagon owner has a warning for passengers.
I have to say, hang on, because it will get you.
You heard him. Hang on. This super wagon is coming up fast on Cruisin'. Welcome back to Cruisin'.
1968 Bel Air wagon. Where'd you start?
I wanted a clean car to start with and went from ground up from there. I did the whole complete powertrain, and it'll make your grandmother shake.
So you now have a little bit of pep, you got a better transmission in it, and even, now they don't make 383 emblems. How'd you get that?
I completely designed it. I took the original side marker emblem, machined it out, and I found online the lettering that would fit in that designated area and glued them to it, and it looks totally factory.
It looks very nice. Was it always that color?
Yes, it was. The door jambs are still original paint. I didn't want to disturb that because the car is in such good shape. Wanted to keep the originality in effect.
As far as some of the more modern upgrades,
gave it a nice stance with the 20-inch wheels to give it that street rod look, but yet keep it stock.
What's the draw in someone who says, hey, now I want to go for a ride in a station wagon?
I have to say, hang on, because it will get you. It's 4,000 pounds, and with the stroker motor and the way I have it set up, it will get it.
As far as the dash goes, instrumentation, all original or some upgrades?
There's some upgrades there. It's got white facial lens for the gauges and stuff, CD player, custom steering wheel. Other than that, it's pretty much stock. Even it's got factory air conditioning in it.
And was the roof always that color white?
No, it was originally blue. I changed it to white to give it that little bit of different effect.
It's not that family wagon, it's Greg's badass Bel Air.
That's what it is. That's what I designed it for.
Ken, you had me at Found
Found
his
his car, and I thought it'd be correct to put it back original the way it was.
about hopping it up and messing it all up, and I decided to do it back all original.
Now, where did you get the car and what kind of condition was it when you got it?
I got the car about a half a mile, third of a mile from my house. A gentleman bought it, had it stored 25 years in a machine shop. The car, condition-wise, being a California car, was nice. Some rust on it, low rockers, back windows, stuff like that. The interior was pretty well shot. The headliner was out, the seats being in the inside stored, but it was still hot inside of a tin building. Kind of messed in, and mice got in and ate the wiring and stuff and that up. But other than that, the car was a real good, solid car to start with.
So you're not a guy that sees a daunting task of saying, well, I'm going to tear it all down, I'm going to rebuild it back up. I mean, that was the plan from the get-go.
Get-go, when I got the car, I wanted it back the way original, tear it apart. Myself, you know, my first one I've ever done or anything else, didn't know if I could do it or not. But I went ahead and challenged it, and I think it came out pretty decent.
Talk about the painstaking process of researching the history of the car and trying to get it exactly the way that it was when it left the showroom.
Well, basically with Pontiac Historical Society and that, I contacted them with the VIN number and that, got everything back stating that it was a true GTO car, and being from California, it's from Los Angeles, California, where it's from. Dealership Paradosa Motors over there, where the car come from. And just going from there, and the car basically was all still intact, so I was able to take enough pictures to put it back to originally the way it was and stuff and everything, just by the car being in such a good shape it was.
What's under the hood?
400 with a quadrojet carburetor, 400 transmission in it. It's an AIR car from California, so it's got all the pollution still hooked back up to it, and that's the way it was from California. AC car.
How long has it been done?
It's been done about 2.5 months.
What's the future for the car?
That, probably keep it, I'm not sure yet. It's one of them things I've undecided what I'm going to do with the car. Probably end up keeping it.
You want to test your metal and take it out to some shows and have it judged as a numbers matching restoration?
That's one of my plans. I'm hoping to do that, whether I'll do it or not, but that's kind of what I built it for. But that's farther down the road. This is my first show it's been to. Down the road, I'm hoping to do that, national shows and GTO Nationals, and that with it.
Well, we barely scratched the surface, and there's a lot of great cars coming up at the Choppers Hot Rod Association annual custom car show. So stick around, there's more of Cruisin' coming up next.
Now, let's get back to Cruisin'.
George, I walked by your 56 Super 88 and I looked at the backside. How do you get it that low?
Well, I cut the coils years ago like they'd used in the 50s, and I put 4-inch blocks in the rear to get it down to the ground. And I got to watch speed bumps.
Tell us how the process started to take place.
Well, I moved out here in 1976 in Brunswick, Ohio, and I spotted the car in a guy's driveway. And I got to talking with him and that, and I'm saying stuff, and he said, well, it's my car. I said, what are you going to do with it? He said, oh, nothing. He says, I got a brand new engine in the garage with the transmission hooked to it. So I said, I'll get me. I said, get away. I said, no, he said, I'll show you. So we went over his house. He fired the car up right on the ground. So we made a deal, and I bought it, brought it home, and I proceeded to go ahead and customize it. So like I say, I lowered it with the lowering blocks and that, and then I Frenched the dual antennas in it, put the scoops in the hood. There's 260 bullets in the grill that makes up the grill. Here's what you see, pretty much.
What's under the hood?
It's a stock 324 Chevy, or Ford rather, Olds rather, engine, transmission, rear. It's all stock running gear. That engine was done in '68, I believe. It's restored. It's got about 3,800 miles on it since '68.
Did anybody put out an APB and say, where's George? Where's that Super 88?
Well, last time I had a car out was in '97. And we took an award at the Chopper show in Cleveland. We drove it home, pulled it in the garage, shut the key off, and that's the God's truth. That's where it sat until last December. We pulled it out of the garage, put gas in it, redid the gas tank and that stuff, fired right up, no smoke and nothing. Runs like a top. 18 years.
What made you decide to park it that long?
I don't know. I got other cars. I got several other street rods, and it sat on back burner.
The interior, beautiful white. The glass on the car is impeccable. Has that ever been replaced?
No, that's all original stuff. The bumpers were done 39 years ago. Same with the headlights, that's all 39 years ago.
And the color of the car has always been, when you decided you were going to make it custom, got like a gold copper going here?
No, it was originally in 85, it was like a purple with white pearl over it. So it gave a different color with the purple with the white pearl over it.
And it's been painted recently?
About a year ago. Don't ask me what the color is, I have no idea. I just took a bunch of colors, mixed it together, and I put different primer bases under it to give it different shades. And this is like a cream base primer, and then we put the idea was to get, on an angle you get a gold, another way it looks copper, you know.
Okay.
And but people ask me what kind of color
That's the effect
it is.
we're getting.
Yeah, I have the formula, but I have no idea what color it is.
When you decided to French in the antennas, why two?
It was a custom thing to do. That was all it was. I'm a 50s guy. And my first car was a 58 Chevy Impala I customized years ago. And that's just, it is. I'm just a custom kind of guy. I like street rods, but I'm more custom than street. I got street rods at home, but I like my old 56 Olds.
Last hurrah, it looks fantastic. I bet it goes great down the road.
Yeah, it does. It really does. Yeah, I can go with the best of them. Just put your hand on there and away you go.
George, thank you very much for being on the show.
Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity. Wow, I don't know what to say. I'm lost for words. This is great, though. This was awesome. Thank you.
Coming up.
Something special. It draws a crowd. It really does.
And you'll agree. That's next on Cruise In. Now, back to the Chopper's Hot Rod and Custom Car Show on Cruise In.
Joe Kleeman, 1970 Superbird. Where's the Hemi orange? That is intense blue, am I correct?
That's correct. Blue Intense Pearl. We did it in 1999 for the second time. We restored it, repainted it, I should say. But we felt that they only came in 7 colors, so we wanted to stick with the color. And the Blue Intense, the more pearl, the more metallic, would really suit the car, the interior, the white interior. It makes everything pop. It makes everything look a little bit better.
Limited production, to say the least, but to see one in this condition, what was the car like when you got it?
The car was like it is now. It was only, I bought it with 28,000 miles on it, and it's got 43,000 miles on it. But that's in 41 years, that's how long as I've had it. My wife and I, we sort of enjoy it. We're really enjoying it, let's put it that way. But it sat for a long time while the kids grew up and the house was built and everything was, everything is in an order, and of course the car is on the back burner, but we're enjoying it now. We really are.
Is 426 Hemi in there?
Yes, I put the 426 in. It originally came with a 446 pack. Not trying to fool anybody. I'll tell you right up. I've got the 446 pack to put back in it, you know, to make it numbers matching, but it's just a lot of fun to have the Hemi and, you know, the limited production body, limited production motor, and you put them together and it's just something special. It draws a crowd, it really does.
Well, you can't miss it because of the wing.
Right, and the length.
Back in the day, everyone thought, well, we're going to put the wing on the car and that's going to make it more aerodynamic, but it actually doesn't really do anything.
Well, it does, when it's adjusted correctly, it will either pick up the back end or incorrectly will put down, you know, pick up the back end or put down the back end, you know, depending on your speed.
So if you're tooling down the highway, do you think, how do I have the wing adjusted?
Oh, no, I just leave it straight out. I don't need to go real fast in it.
Do you ever take it out to the track? You're a Thompson guy?
Yes, yeah, but it's was more designed for round to round rather than straight inline. So it's a heavy car, big motor, but yeah, I've done I've done well, but don't race it. It's too expensive to fix, so you don't race it. Just have fun with it.
Do you run into any other Superbird fans like yourself?
Well, not really. There's not very many of them around. There's actually no. There's not that many of them around.
Car turns a lot of heads when it goes out. How often does it go out?
Not very often. Not very often. Maybe 8 to 10 times a year. That's about it. We're still. My wife and I are pretty active in doing other things. So, it's right now. It's not centered around the car, and we're very nervous taking it out. Because we don't trailer it. It's driven.
Which one of the kids has got their eye on it?
I think they all do. They all do. Now, which one can afford it, I don't know, because they're going to have to buy out the other 3. So, I don't know.
So you're going to let them fight it out?
Oh, absolutely.
There's
I don't
going to be
care.
kicking and hair pulling?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't care. When I'm dead, I don't care. They can do whatever they want with it.
Looks fantastic, Joe. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. We are enjoying it now, my wife and I.
Inside, outside, it doesn't matter. When you got cool cars, we always have a fun time looking at them. We certainly hope that you had a good time as well. Want to thank the Choppers Hot Rod Association for having us, and we'll see you next time on Cruise In.